that now style. So if you have existing images and if you want, let's say, to convert your storybook images, look at this, how cool this is, right? Look at this, perfect for coloring book page use case, perfect for just converting your image into the coloring book style, but the name we call it is line art style in this. So again, design assistant, AI stylizer, choose from library. I'm gonna pick this gentleman again, and let's do, we already did comic, let's try origami style, right? So we have a lot of new styles available here that were not, and you can always ask for more, and we're gonna keep adding them based on request. These were, look at that, look at our comic one, pretty cool, right? So literally you can take your storybook images, right, and convert it into a totally different style that you desire. How cool is that, right? Let's say I want to change this image, right, and I wanted to change it into 3D cartoon style. How will that look like, right? I just want to show you what are the possibilities here, because possibilities are just endless. Look at that, origami style, right? And I'm gonna crew assistant, stylizer, pick from library. I'm gonna pick this gentleman again, and this is the like final result. Like it's a pixel, your 8-bit pixel style you can convert if you specifically trying in that. Oh, by the way, let's try the good old Ghibli style, right? And boom, just as I said, wait for a few seconds and you will get the result. So this is your your 3D cartoonish style, if you were to say, right? So yep, that's how it works, guys. But mainly I know you're gonna love that line art style, specifically for converting your images into perfect for like let's say even I turn this gentleman, convert to line art, stylize, perfect for coloring book use case. It's gonna I would say, like 10x your productivity when getting your final images to coloring page, because there's a lot of editing, a lot of things, and it's perfect. It does it very perfectly, right? The thick borders, perfect black and white blend. So yeah. All right. So how does that sound to you guys? So let's see. Look at that, pretty cool, right? So yeah, that's the thing I want to show you. Now let's look into the next one. Yeah. All right, so that was pretty powerful. Just one thing, as you guys just started, started creating all the images. So there is a slight issue that you might be facing. That is a bug. It will be fixed. So all of you might be facing that upgrade. It's not. It's a free upgrade. Version 6 is free for everyone. But there's that upgrade thing that we're gonna be solve that in the next few minutes. So just wanted to let you know so that you don't worry about that. All right, so Paul, so while we're doing that, you want to add something?
Yeah, so basically, so there's some questions coming in. We'll be talking about that as well. There's that one secret feature. We'll be getting that, closing that loop, what I started earlier on the live stream as well. We'll get into that in just a second. Folks, the main point is that this V6 upgrade is free. Okay, so meaning before you add storybooks, you're going to get this feature for free as well. Before you add access to, let's say, multi-consistent character books, you're going to have this one available as well for you. Okay. So in other words, if you're already a premium, elite, and limited user, you don't have to buy anything extra. If you already had storybooks access, you're going to get these features as well. So don't worry about that at all. Now, the second thing I want to mention here as well is there's some specific questions underneath as well. Okay. So for example, something like this one, right? Can I edit specific pages of storybooks after they've been created? Meaning, let's say I've created 25 pages. Can I edit one of them? Yes, we're going to be talking about questions like these as well as we go along. Okay. I'm noting down all your questions. I'll be answering them and we'll be answering them as well as we go along so that no question is left unanswered today. Okay. Now, the next feature, okay, so we're going to be talking about, and then we'll kind of close the loop and do some Q&A, talk about what other cool things we have planned next after this update has been made and stuff like that as well. So, Yash, what are we talking about next?
Yeah. So next we're gonna go into basically converting your sketches, your raw architectural designs into your final 3D renders, And then, yeah, this one, exactly. We're going to talk about, it's very simple, straightforward, one click, and I'm going to show you that, right? So I'm going to share my screen. Awesome. Screen will be visible, right? Can you add my screen, Paul, to screen? Awesome. Yeah, there was that thing as we are slowly rolling out all the updates. A lot of the times what happens is the V6, it should be in your account, and even if it is not, just wait for next 24 hours, and it will be in your accounts for absolutely free, no upgrades, nothing to pay, nothing to buy. All right. Anyways, now what I'm talking about is inside Design Assistant. Now, what it is basically this feature called Sketch to 3D Render. And probably those of you are in interior design, real estate, you're going to love this thing, right? So, what you can do, if I can show you, right? You can take raw sketches, yeah, raw sketches of any design, like anything that someone made, right? And you can actually convert it into the realistic 3D render. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. And I'm gonna show you how does that look like, because a lot of you guys also, as we are talking about this, I want to mention another thing, which is the photo restoration thing, which we didn't mention in the thing, but we also upgraded that. Now, what that is, very powerful. Okay, go to AI Design Assistant. Again, just like Sketch to 3D Render, we have a one-click photo restoration feature. Meaning, you come to Design Assistant, you go to Photo Restoration, you click on Choose from Library. Yeah, you click on Upload it. If you have uploaded anything, let's say I've already uploaded this, and you're just gonna restore the photo. That's it. That's it. It's gonna come out like this.
Yeah. So quick thing on this. The biggest requested feature on this front was, hey, look, you're asking me to put a prompt, 1970s vintage style, blah, 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 to keep the aesthetics, the ambience of that photo, the stylistic characters, right? Because back in the day, they used to use Kodak cameras to shoot these. So it's not like the DSLR type of lighting that we have since, let's say, the last maybe 15, 10 years. So somebody shot in 1980s, 1960s, 1940s. It's a different style of artistic choices. So we've automated that. One of the complaints that we got, and only one person complained about this, and it really, something kind of charged me up to kind of fix this, was, hey, look, my father was 70 years old. He wanted to restore a photo of my mother, right, who passed away. So he came into Artistly. He bought it only for that reason. He uploaded the photo and he got stuck because he doesn't know what prompt to put. And it hurt me because obviously it's something that we want to make it simplified. See, what happens is with these features, we put it where we are more thinking in the technical terms, where we think, okay, if somebody wants prompting, they want more customization, but it ends up hurting the everyday people to make it easier, right? They made it more easier. No need for you to prompt. You upload a photo, it automatically detect what type of photo, what aesthetic style, what era it's from, and automatically colorizes it, makes it, restores that photo, okay, in different dimensions and styles and stuff like that, which is super fun, and it's something anybody can use now, okay, which and it's super fast too, as you can see. So it's really, really fun and awesome. See this one right here? This is probably from the early 1900s, this type of topography and stylistic choices and stuff. So you get the idea, okay? AI will automatically detect and fix it. You don't have to worry about like it tricking it with prompting and stuff. Okay, big pet peeve of mine personally as well. Because if I want to give it to my grandfather, my father, my uncles, and these are the folks who have no clue about AI, I mean, this is how they would want it. Okay, mistake made, mistake fixed. Okay, just want to be clear on it. All right, so what's next now? Okay, what do we want to talk about next?
Next is the bonus feature. Time to reveal that.
Okay, perfect. Remember, I told you feature number one is hidden. So let's talk about that. Okay, we're going to come back full circle and talk about that one feature. Okay, and there's a reason why we held back on this feature, and I kind of want to explain that as well because it needs a little bit of explanation. That's why I held it to the end. Okay, which is this one. Perfect text in images. Okay, now this is a brand new feature we've added in. Now, the only way you can get access to it is in Artistly. No other application can do it because it's an internal thing that we developed. Took a lot of headaches to get this through, to get it made. And what this does is you never have to worry about how long the text is. And more importantly, it can adhere to the prompts and other aspects as well. Now, for this feature, okay, we went crazy. Okay, I went crazy, you could say. So what we did is we are still fine tuning this feature to make it fast, but we tried to get it to work as quickly as possible and make it, as high quality as possible. And we were not able to get it to work with our the cheapest servers. Let's say, okay, we had to make it work with the next generation NVIDIA, what's called the Blackwell B200 servers. These are the most expensive servers in the market, okay, today. And we thought, okay, should we release this feature or should we hold back for another month or whatever until we make it, fine tune and make it work for with the cheaper slash, AI servers. And I thought, okay, let's just give the best feature right now so that we can confidently say Artistic today is the best AI design tool, bar none. Okay, when it comes to perfect text, consistency of characters, and all that. Whether you compare it with a Chat GPT, Gemini, or whatever. Okay, so what is this feature exactly? So let me bring my screen up here, and I'll kind of show you in a nutshell what this does and stuff like that. Okay, so first of all, let me actually kind of bring across where it is located and what you need to do to get access to it. Okay, so first of all, what it does in a nutshell. Okay, what it does, if I bring up my screen here, I'll bring it up for you folks. Actually, let me do it this way. One sec. I'll put this one here and then I'll bring it up here. Okay, cool. So what this will do is we'll generate entire design elements like this. You see this? Our entire thumbnail, right? Like we showed you earlier today. It can create neon style images like this, create perfect long paragraphs of text using new Artist TV6 beta feature. This is a test, right? And you see this, the stylistic elements, perfect long text. Okay, it can create stuff like this. It can create entire thumbnail, so that you can come in and edit it. Like if I click the edit button, it's going to open up the Artistly editor. You see, and you can edit stuff. You can do anything. You see this? How the text elements, like you have the perfect text element here. You have all these, like any amount of text you desire will be added in perfectly. Okay, this is what the feature does. Okay, now what's happening? Okay, and we need a favor from you to get access to it today. Okay, again, for free. It doesn't take you more than a couple of minutes. Okay, so what we've been getting is that a feature like this, we have to run the most expensive enterprise AI servers right now. It costs like what for one server? Okay, costs about $50 an hour right now. Okay, we're spending that kind of money, ridiculous. But I thought, why don't we try it out? And we can't give it to everybody today, but we will release it to everybody in a couple of weeks, okay, to all the users. But if you want access to it right now, all you have to do, okay, is you'll see, okay, in your account, okay, if you go to Artistry right now, you go into, let's scroll up a little bit. If you go into AI Image Designer V6 on the top, you're going to see a feature that looks something like this, perfect text in Image Designer, okay, this one right here. So when you click on that one, okay, see, for me, it shows up. For you, it'll say, okay, can you, it's a locked feature. That's what some of the comments were coming in. Hey, I can't go and I can use that feature right now. So what this is basically is you can put any type of prompt, whatever length of text, doesn't even really matter. And it will perfectly create that text, regardless of how big that text is. All you have to do, okay, and this is the favor we need from you. Again, you can wait for a couple of weeks once we fine tune it and make it work with like our other server systems and that sort of thing. Right now, we're just throwing the best, like what we would internally do, where we just throw a whole bunch of servers at it. Is we've been getting attacked like crazy. Unfortunately, I hate to do it. To be very honest with you, it's not something that is fun. So we're getting attacked with all these subscription companies, most of them located overseas. I don't want to name them, but you get the idea. Most of them are located overseas. And then what they will say is like, well, Artistly is a one-time payment tool, correct? Done 6 version updates. So what happened recently? If you look at the facts right now, what happened recently? What happened recently is ChatGPT introduced the $200 a month pro plan, right? Which was basically, okay, you want more high-end features, more newer models, you gonna have to pay $200 a month. Then what happened? Google introduced for VO3 something called Google AI Ultra, which is $295 a month, correct? So then what happened? All these overseas companies, right? They started saying, okay, you want the premium feature. Now there's a new tier, right? Pay $200 a month or whatever it might be. Let's say it was $20 a month before. Now they say $99 a month or $200 a month or whatever. And when we started getting updates to Artistly, right, where we gave away free updates, we've been getting attacked. So for example, like we are number one rated in Trustpilot. We were for a long period of time, and also on Capterra and on Software Advisor and on the other platform. Somebody miraculously creates another Artistly page, right? And then starts posting all kinds of reviews, right? And the sad part about this actually is that we can't even change it. We can't even claim it because they created it as a subdomain, right? I'll show you that. You can go check it out. Anyway, the point is that now what happens is that when we're trying to grow, right, the only way we can develop these features is more customers end up giving word of mouth and basically talking about Artistly and recommending it to your friends and family and that sort of thing. Because just so you understand, just the storybooks feature, right? Like if you go into AI Storybook Studio, right? And it's 30 pages long, right? You can try to create a storybook here, as you can see, and you're going to go to your stories, or you want to go into reference folder and upload it, and you're creating this max 25 pages. And let's say tomorrow we're going to do 50 pages, 100 pages. That's the idea with these updates. What happens? 100 servers have to launch where each image has to generate in one server. Let's say it takes 10 seconds. We are not skimping on the server stuff. Our margins are so thin, we don't care. We make maybe 5%, 8% margins. I don't care because we want to give the best quality. So somebody who wants to upgrade to a $200 plan in one of these overseas platforms, it kills them, right? The business model completely. Because here we are saying, okay, you purchased Artistly 2 years ago, you're still getting this feature for free. You don't have to upgrade to another level or whatever. Whatever you purchased even a couple of years ago, you're getting it. So you're getting attacked. So all we request, if possible, again, it's optional. If you want to wait for a couple of weeks for this AI text image generation feature, once we optimize it or whatever, it's okay, no worries. But if you want it now, so maybe in the next 1 hour or whatever, just please go here to artistly.ai/review. You're going to go to a page that looks something like this. I'll actually go in there right now. The artistly.ai/Twitter, sorry, right? And then it's going to say, okay, these are the features you want to unlock, right? And then perfect long text in images. And then you see here, you're going to get access to our affiliate program as well. So we're going to give priority access to, because in the store, in the Flipbooks feature, you can put your affiliate link. We'll talk about that in just a second. So other people, if they come to your Flipbook and watch it, they can actually buy Artistly and you're going to get compensated for it, a commission, okay? Because you're referring customers potentially to Artistly. And it's a popular application, so it's very easy to make sales. So anyway, you come in and you post a review to Artistly on this link, right? And then you click on this here, and then you can leave it. If you have left a review in the past for us, please do it here, because somebody just created this weird page. We can't even claim, we can't do anything because it's some subdomain, right? And us right here, okay? I'll show you real quick so you understand. See this? It's basically like a subdomain called app.artistly. You see this? It goes to our app link. We can't claim it because it goes to our app link. You understand what I'm saying? So we can't even claim it. That's the problem. Okay, get the point. Anyway, so you go to that link, artistly.ai/review. It takes you 2 minutes. You leave us a support email, contact, whatever here, and we'll be happy to give you access to this. Now, I want to show you what's unique about this feature. Let's slow this down. What's unique about this feature? So if you go into ChatGPT right now, and I put a prompt like this, right? AI will generate that prompt too, by the way. And then we'll say, create a perfect long paragraph of text using Artistly new v6 beta feature, right? Look at the ChatGPT, what it does. Makes mistakes, see? Instead of using, it uses the word ensing, see? And this is the problem with text. It's never perfect the very first time. You got to create it multiple times. What the problem is, in cases like ChatGPT, even if you end up paying $20 a month, whatever you pay, you got to generate it multiple times, and it takes like 1 minute to generate that one image. Now imagine we want to put this feature in tomorrow in the storybooks thing. And if ChatGPT with billions of dollars worth of resources is unable to do this properly, you see where the problem comes for us as well, right? As we keep getting attacked online and all these other places, and by competitors, obviously, because obviously you can't even do anything about it these days, unfortunately. Anyway, so the idea is that even our ChatGPT makes these mistakes because text rendering requires really, really powerful servers. So what they're really compensating for is, let's say they'll say generated 4 times, 1 time might be good. Okay. And the risk factor with that is you got to wait 1 minute, like 4 minutes to get one good image, right? Now, if we want to then generate the same concept into the storybooks feature where 25 pages have to be done, we can't take that chance, right? Because at the end of the day, it's going to take a lot more time, energy, resources on your end to keep correcting it. So that is the reason why I highly recommend you to get that. It will be greatly helpful for us. It's optional. Again, you want to wait for about 10 days or so while we can fine tune this, because right now what we're really doing is we're just throwing a bunch of like tons of like these servers, right? And the problem with these types of servers is they're super expensive. I'll show you actually if I can pull up this one right now real quick. Um, so I'll show you. Okay, like these are like the I'll show you. Yeah. So you see this one right here? This is the type of servers we're getting, right? P6, P200, high performance, blah, 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 right? So what these are like, these are the next generation, if you will, NVIDIA B200 servers. So what these are, they look something like this, if I can hopefully show you. One sec. Oops, B200, NVIDIA. Right? They look like these, like they look like some refrigerator systems like these at Amazon House. Now you look at this right now, costs $113 an hour. Okay, just so for reference point, you understand, because these require that this NVIDIA B200 thing. The only way we could make it work within about 15 seconds or so to generate is this right now for perfect text. What we want to ideally do is get it down to a smaller, more less expensive server right now. But unfortunately, our team is still working on it. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to maybe talk with the folks over at Amazon and all this other stuff to see if they can, their engineers also can help us a little bit to speed up the things. And they've been very cooperating, the folks over at Amazon, Google, and some of the other platforms as well. That's great. But anyway, the point is that we want to remove this and make it into something more like cheaper, right? So one of the cheaper instances that we can utilize for something like this could be, I'll show you hopefully if it works. That is, so you can use something called the G5 instance types, okay? Hopefully that, if I can sort it out, but a little bit more cheaper, by the way, okay? Show you. Yeah, so if you go to G5 instance types, you can, here, sorry, G5. Yeah, these ones, a little bit more cheaper, like at about $4 an hour, as you can see, some of these are a little bit more cheaper. So we are hoping that if we can get it down to this, it'll be like obviously 100x cheaper, right? So unfortunately, the problem with these is like this video memory for this one is too low. You see, it's 24 gigs, not enough. You need these massive, massive servers. So we are hoping that with this, you can understand that you're willing to spend any amount of money to get the best stuff out there, whether it's images, videos, or whatever the case might be. Okay. So again, just hate doing it personally. You know, I was telling to Josh as well before this call, I'm not comfortable doing this. Just not what we want to do with our customers. But you got to understand, we are the last, let me repeat that again, last remaining company which is doing lifetime one-time payment type of deals right now for AI applications. I can tell you that with confidence. Anybody who's ever purchased anything online where somebody claims an AI tool is lifetime suddenly says, use your ChatGPT key to make it work, or use your Google Gemini key, or bring your own key and API stuff to make it work, right? Or they'll be like, oh, sorry, we cannot sustain it. The costs are too much. Go buy this premium tier, right? You've seen that, as I told you already. And that's happening quite a bit. The only way we can sustain long-term is word of mouth, right? Like with the value we are providing and stuff, you folks share it with other folks. Like, for example, I have my own family members, right? And friends and people I meet in birthday parties and stuff. They're like, I saw that storybook your child bought to daycare, right? And I was blown away. How did you do it? And I can proudly say we used Artistically to do it, right? And that's how we're growing the platform. That's how we are growing our network. And that's how we're able to sustain things, because word of mouth means we get the customer for free. A big platform will have spent billions of dollars, right? Or for branding and all these other things. Okay. So when I am asking for it, again, it's optional. No force, nothing, up to you. You go there. If you can leave it, that's great. Let us team know. We'll give you today the access to the perfect text feature. We're planning on also adding 4x the options, but what we feel it's useless because it's perfect the very first time. So what we will actually do is incorporate this feature into the storybooks and other areas as well, where multiple images have to be created at once down the line. Okay. Now, again, just wanted to stress this point. It's optional, but it will greatly appreciate it. It'll help us actually sustain long-term as well through word of mouth and all that. We're just getting attacked because we are the last one left, unfortunately. Then what happens? Everybody wants that one guy to go down so they can raise prices, right? Obviously, like if you look at any platform out there and they bring the latest feature, like that storybooks feature we bought into Artistically, we could have made it in a new product. We didn't. What did we do? Gave it away for free, right? When we brought in like this perfect text, we could have made it into a brochure, perfect text, ad maker, and made it into a different product. We didn't. We gave it to you, right? So realistically, the only way is to word of mouth. They can keep growing, and our Facebook group and our community is already almost 70,000 plus long. This YouTube channel, we just for fun, we started putting these trainings. 35,000 subscribers right now. Would you believe it? all of them are our customers. Just so you understand, we are not getting YouTube subscribers who are people who are like somebody who just saw a viral video. All of it is just live training. If you go check out our YouTube channel as well, that shows whatever we're doing is taking time, snail pace, but it's working, right? So just want to tell you that, okay? I mean, you can let me in the chat box if that's a fair ask. Okay, if it's not too, no worries. Please give us about a couple of weeks to get Amazon guys and these other guys we're working with servers to kind of work with us to basically do some small fine tuning so that we can make it work across, all the tens of thousands of users that we have. You have to understand it's not like an easy rollout, right? Just so you understand. And I can go into detail on why, for example, ChatGPT, right? What did ChatGPT do for version 5? They made it automatic, right? So let's say you ask a question, it's either thinking or answering quickly. Why did they do that? Because they want to save server costs, because they want to make sure that 90% of the things go through the lower model and then 10% of the requests go to the higher consumption model. We're not doing anything like that. If you see, we're just saying, okay, whatever the best quality, let's release it. We don't care, right? Whatever the cost might be. So just trying to explain how the marketplace is working, okay? And so just so you understand, we want to convert it into this. In my screen, I'll show you. I can pull it up. Yeah. So with this, which is about $1.60 or whatever, we want to make it work with this right now, but we can't. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to be able to do that for the perfect text feature. So that right now, what's happening is if you go in here, we're actually paying this P6 server type, which is ridiculous. Here, which is like $100 an hour. They can only handle so many users with this, right? But I want you to test it. See for yourself how high quality that text is. And you'll see for yourself how we're going as spend any amount of money to get the result kind of thing, okay? Because we have our own, unlike other people, just so we are clear, we have our own machine learning AI engineers in-house. So what does that mean exactly? One of the most common questions that come in, I've seen it all over the online, people who don't know us, right? They keep asking us this question. Okay, look, if you look here, okay, you're saying perfect text and images. Only right now, the platform which can do maybe, let's give some names here, Ideogram, maybe Google or ChatGPT might be the three choices people might say, right? Legitimately. Other platforms might suffer here. They don't care. Well, we did that perfect now, okay? We don't care how much ever it costs. Our engineers are internally making it work. You understand? To make it work across unlimited users, any hundreds of images we can generate, that kind of stuff we're talking about. Secondly, look at the script to storybook thing. Nobody in the industry is able to do it. The closest we've seen is one of the big Fortune 500 companies tried it, and they stopped at 10 pages, okay, with narration. Why? Costs a lot of money, right? Being able to generate text to speech, being able to generate like 30 pages at once. Tomorrow, we are the only company, I can assure you, okay? I know the inside and out of the industry, right? Who can actually do 50, 100 pages. I know a lot of you folks want it. The only way we can get there is two ways. One, we got to fix the foundational stuff first, right? Meaning consistency has to be good for 20 pages to make it good for 50 because the challenges increase, right? When it's good for 50, we can do it for 100, you know? And one of the questions that came in was, can I do images where it's graphic novels, right? Like, let's say, for example, instead of cartoon, can I make it realistic? Let us fix the cartoon, make it perfect before we move to realistic. So it's not an experimental feature, but something that we can make it perfect, you see? So what I'm trying to get at is that problem solving requires your feedback, of course, but also we need a couple of things from you. We don't want any money, obviously, but help us out, reach people in the long run. Get the word of mouth through. Okay, it's not easy these days, where these companies are raising like hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capital money because they hype. They'll be gone in a year, and you know what? They don't have a Facebook group community. They don't have us. A real person you can blame, like a Paul. I didn't like that feature. I'm trying to chase you, like in the Facebook group, you're not responding. I will be there to check your response, right? These companies are nameless, faceless. Half of them are like overseas. Half of them are too big to even bother answering a question. We're seeing your comments here. We're answering. We're checking them out. Which company does that, right? Nobody does it anymore. As they become bigger, it's more harder to, I can understand, but you cannot lose sight of your roots, right? So anyway, so hope that is clear, okay? In terms of that one feature, just to repeat again, just this one feature right now, perfect text and images. If you want access to it, you go to that link, artistly.ai/review, okay? You just follow the instructions there. and then you email our support team. We'll enable that in the next couple of hours or so, but definitely by tomorrow. If our team is just, depending on when you mentioned, like it's a midnight, obviously we can do that right away, but you get the point. We have teams, our support team works 7 days a week as well. Okay. That's a fair ask. Do it. No pressure. If not, just wait for like a 14 days so we can make it possible. And this is the reason why we added that new feature as well, which was the beta stuff. Okay, which was another thing we've done recently, if you recall. So in Artistly, if you go right now, okay, I'll show you if I can pull up my screen. Yeah, let me actually do that right now. Okay, cool. You see this right now in Artistly. If you go into, say, AI design, agents, for example, you'll see these features with the name beta. You see this beta consistent character storybook, beta multi-character storybook, right? So what is different now is I'm willing to throw any amount of money. Our team is willing to throw, Sid, me, Yash, we're all willing to throw any amount of money at the infrastructure, okay? To make sure we give you the best stuff, okay? But in order to give you the best stuff, there's only two ways. Either we beta test it, meaning for like a couple of months, release it to small number of people. They will tell us what the issues are, blah, blah, blah. And then we release it. And sometimes what happens is that we find out that when we released it, that we can't handle tens of thousands of users, which Artistly has. It's a fair point. A lot of people ask us, how can you sustain this stuff? We have existing users who bought 2 years ago. How can you sustain? Well, the best way is first, we do beta testing, we fine tune it so that we can handle it at a cheaper servers with deals we've signed with some of these big cloud providers many years ago before the ChatGPT hype, right? So I'm willing to do that, right? So then the second way is we just release it with the most expensive stuff out there that we can do, meaning somebody in our engineering team said, okay, I figured it out. The only problem, Paul, is I can only handle 100 users right now. Or if you want thousands of users, it's going to cost you more money. You're going to have to go launch a bunch of servers on all these cloud providers. These AI servers are very expensive. What do you want to do? You'd be a little bit afraid. But now we have a community. We have folks like you encouraging us and to do more, be better, right? Obviously, improve more. The only way is we just give it to you. We'll spend the money, right? But with your feedback, we'll improve it. You understand? That's better too, I feel, where it's a little bit rougher on the edges, right? And then with your feedback, we can either make it into a new feature or update the existing feature. Okay. That's exactly what we did. If you look at it here, that I want to talk about is this AI Storybook Studio, right? So one of the things that people always wanted to ask is, hey, look, if I want to upload my own photo and drive the story, when the child is the character and the lead character, whatever, then we will make it into a new category, new feature. One of the questions that came in, I believe it was, I can't remember who asked it, but the question was, can I make my pet, my puppy or my cat or whoever, right? A pet turtle into the character? Not yet, but this is the building block, right? Because we gave the beta to you now. Based on your feedback, we'll just make it into a new option right here. We'll say, we'll make a pet character into the story. If we rush it, where let's say, for example, before we'd be like, okay, let's release it. And then people are like, well, you say it works for pets. It's only working best for these things. That's not a good idea, obviously. So we'd beta test it for a couple of months with a bunch of users. And then we release it too long. Things keep changing. So instead, we'll just release it as a beta feature. We'll make a feature called Pets, being the story, the lead character of the story. Done, right? You can test it. Let us know if it's good. You can upload your different puppy breeds, Labrador, Golden Retriever, whatever. And if it's not working with Golden Retriever or a puppy, whatever, let us know. We'll fix it, right? So that's the idea here. It's rougher on the edges, but these beta features will be ready to go for you, okay? Step number one, that's one thing we've done. The second thing we're also doing, which I believe will be the most valuable thing we've ever done for Artistly in particular, is I kind of let me actually share it here and move this around so you can actually see what I'm trying to explain in more greater detail here, and then I'll be answering all your questions as well. Don't worry, real quick. Okay, so let me actually share my screen here real quick, and
Yeah,
then
and just
mhm.
want to add while Paul is showing the screen is two things. Yes, that is the link. A lot of people are getting confused that do we need to go to that link that shows 2.5 rating? Yes, that is the link. That is the place where you need to drop the review. Yes, you're correct. Second thing is this bonus feature. We specifically opened it for everyone, regardless. If you're a
If you
commercial
bought the
user,
$49 commercial one, you bought, let's say, the unlimited plan, doesn't matter. We want to give the power of something as powerful as this in your hands. Okay. And that's why I wanted to just say, okay, even if you bought the commercial ads, you still want perfect text right now, as good as any other platform, you can use it. So in other words, if you just bought that $49 or whatever plan and you bought it even 2 years ago, you can come to AI Image Designer. And let me have to share my screen right now. And then you will see it right under AI Image Designer, under the Fast Designer, Perfect Text Image Designer. Okay. The idea is, like I mentioned, can go crazy with this thing. You can do thumbnails, right? You can put like a scroll, right? Like let's say ancient Bible scroll where like you want to write the whole text. It can do stuff like that, crazy things. And the beauty here is that we're gonna once we can optimize this thing, we can implement it everywhere. Okay, this is the early stages of that thing. And the problem is, as I said, it's going to take us some time. And imagine it's now 100 times more expensive, even if you make it 10 times the cost. And then now you start putting it in storybooks and these other areas where people are generating hundreds of images, still costs us a lot of money, right? But I don't care at this point, because the idea is that we want usability. We don't want a scenario where people say, and that's the key thing, right? We don't want people to say, well, Artistly is good, it's cheap, it's one time, and I can generate unlimited images. But thing is, this other platform, ChatGPT is better or Google is better, right? Well, maybe today they might be better, okay? But that doesn't mean next week they are, right? You know what I mean? And the beauty is, with the amount of resources we have now, we can confidently say we can compete with these big companies. I can say that with no fear. Before I would be, well, ChatGPT is $1 billion company. They're putting a lot of resources, because what they lack that we have is usability, right? Let's say, for example, we're actually publishing stuff like pet portraits, right? The pet portraits feature, like you see here, you see this pet stylizer feature right now, this one right here, this one right here. Well, this feature was coming out of feature request from you folks. A lot of people are like, in Etsy, I want to publish pet portraits. So I want to upload any pet, right? Whether it's mine or some customers, I want to be able to make that pet into a portrait. Well, we've created that feature. A chat GPT with thousands of people working, they ain't going to be that focused on customer feedback. There are a lot of other problems to solve, right? They're looking at the bigger picture, the big stuff, right? So we're looking at the actual real case scenario, real problem solving here. And that makes us confident that in the future, we'll be in good hands. The idea that I mean by good hands, meaning as long as we solve the problems for you folks, the more likely it is that we can get things rolling. Like one of the biggest features, for example, was like this. Has the seamless patterns feature been updated to make it more perfect? This is one of the requests made by our advanced users. Right? The idea with this one was,
Yeah.
hey, look, I want to make the seamless patterns go perfect. So meaning when I want to create a pattern, it's consistently throughout, right? So Yash, this is the one, right? We fixed this one.
Yeah, I just want to say that is, as we are fine tuning that features, a lot of you guys have specific styles that you want seamless patterns. So just give us some couple of more days, as we're already working, that perfect feature will be in your account, because I gotta test with watercolor style, I gotta test with, we have so many different, right? Like your ink pattern, your you can say basic pastel style. So I'm making sure that regardless whatever style it is, it's not perfect yet. I just want to say that so that not everyone say like, oh, it's not perfect. It is going to be an upgrade that you're going to get it for absolutely free with V6, but we want to make sure that it works perfectly. So I myself testing it, sitting with the developer, sitting with the ML team, making sure, hey, it's failing here, fix it. Hey, it's failing there, fix it. I'm going to update it in that category, and in just one click it will be updated this here. So I don't know when you're watching it, so for those of you watching it live, I just want to say that it is not yet perfected for specific styles if you're asking for, and it requires specific prompting, just like how we figured out the photo restoration feature where it is click, upload, and done. I'm gonna make that seamless pattern coming through, seamless pattern work. That means you just upload, you give it a prompt, it automatically works, enhances it with perfect prompt, right? And it's going to give you the best result. The example I want to show you, Paul, can you show the AI image design, the perfect text and image design? I want to show that. Very important, so what happens is, if you can you type something, let's say any random thing. I want to say something, yeah. So that enhanced prompt, yeah. So we sit there, right? Sit there with the machine learning engineers and the devs. Hey, this needs to be enabled. Basically, no matter how, because I get your issue, right? I'm like that, right? We're not perfect, right? We're not perfect with conveying our idea into a prompt, right? Like, I want to create a poster with this, but I'm not good enough, right? I'm not good at writing prompts, and sometimes AI also, not get my idea. But this thing, this enhanced prompt thing, automatically on, I recommend that, because we make sure that no matter what type of prompt you give, what type of idea you give, it is always going to give you the perfect results. And that's exactly what I wanted to do for seamless patterns, so that no matter what kind of prompt you put, no matter what kind of style you choose, it will always be seamless. I'm checking with those seamless pattern checker, and I want to make sure I'm going to update it in our Meta community, our Facebook community, Facebook group. We have over more than 70,000 members over there. If you haven't joined it, please join it. And also, Paul, I just want to show that as well. On the top right side, there's updates every time a new, because I didn't get a time today. Otherwise, probably tomorrow I'll add all the updates. There's a latest updates every update. So yeah, if you open in your life, every update will be visible, basically. Every update
Yeah, I'll
that
show you
we
that right
make,
now.
yeah, every update that we make will be visible there. So you're not sure, okay, how does this work? I myself, because I developed them with with your feedback, with the help of developers, machine learning engineer, with our entire team, and your feedback made it possible. So I share those quick looms so that you can understand it, what this feature does, and use it for yourself. Use it to get the perfect results. And I'm always listening to, right, in the Meta community, always there. I know what things to be worked on, right? There's a whole pipeline that I'm working on. Can't reveal that, because it's so exciting. What you just saw is just the tip of the iceberg. That what Paul will share shortly. But anyways, the idea is to take your feedback, prioritize them based on the votes and based on the number of requests that we get, and kind of ship it to you every single day, every single week, some new feature. Not just this, all the applications that we have of ours, right? Every single day, something new, something better, to get you to the result that you want in the fastest way possible, without you having to break your head and trying 100 different times, right? So that's our goal again, right? So just wanted to add that thing. So Paul, yeah.
Yeah, just made a note. The latest updates will always be posted here, so you can always keep checking there with a quick tutorial. Okay, because one of the things is like I don't have time to go check the roadmap. I don't have time to go check the Facebook group. Sometimes I just want to quickly go check what's happening. You can check there almost daily. We keep posting updates here, what new stuff you're adding in and stuff. And one thing is like it says 6.0. I want to kind of talk about that right now. Okay, so what we did, the major update for version 6.0 here is we've perfected the fundamental features. Okay. What does that mean? In other words, fundamental features. So what we really mean is that text is perfect now, right? So text, we perfected. What did we perfect? Consistency, right? In as Yash mentioned, we obviously are gonna perfect, right? The seamless patterns, because we got to account for all kinds of use cases and different types of patterns and stuff like you mentioned, which we're going to do in a couple of days and or so. All right. So now that's the other one, right? So we're going to basically release it when you're totally happy, and we can announce that soon as well. The next thing we've also done, which was a pet peeve of ours, was like, well, I generated 25 images, let's say with the storybooks, right? I want to edit one of the ones which is not that good, let's say. Okay. How do I do that? So we've done that too. Like if you go into like personal designs of any one of your creations, right? Like if you need a storybook, where we've given you the option under the preview, let's say script to storybooks, get storybooks, whatever. Like let's say this was the one. Now you can edit it. Okay. So you can go to preview. You see how it says edit image, was a big question people asked, right? So now you can edit it. Let's say, for example, like this is a perfect example. So the grandpa here in this image doesn't have a beard, right? So now you can edit that image and you can say add a beard to the grandpa, right? You know what I mean? So you can make that change. So you can say add a beard to the grab a character or something like that, right? And then now you can submit it. What it's going to do is it's only going to edit that design now. You see, just that design. So because see here, he had a beard. Here, he doesn't have a beard, let's say. So we want to edit that image and add a beard exactly for that image. So now you don't have to generate the 25 images or whatever. Again,